Truth be told, I just think Harley Davidson is completely out of their minds, but I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. So hey, buenos dias, que paso, you guys? John's Motor Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about the new 2023 Harley Nightster S. So I'm just going to get out there and say it. I think the prices on these new Harleys are just completely out of control. Just out of control. I haven't been following it super closely, but just in the last week or so, I've been looking into some of the new 2023 Harley models. And I did a video a while back talking about the Lowrider ST Diablo, which I think is an awesome looking motorcycle, but its MSRP is close to $30,000. Anyway, this new Nightster, I checked it out. I should say I'm not a big fan of the look on these new Sportsters. They just don't have that classic look to me, but that's obviously purely subjective. All that aside, I think they will be a fun bike to ride. I've yet to test ride one myself, but I think it would be a fun motorcycle to try out. But I cannot get over the freaking price tag on these bikes. I mean, this thing's, I think the base model's at like $13,500 and the special is somewhere around $15,000. 15,000 bucks, and to me that is just ridiculous, like completely out of control. Way too much money for that type of motorcycle. And I know the crazy thing is people are going to buy them, like people will go out and buy those bikes, but to me it's just way overpriced for what you're getting. And to kind of set the stage a little bit, if you haven't been following my channel, I used to buy and sell bikes a ton, so I would always buy and sell different motorcycles, and on the used market you can get some smoking deals. Now since the pandemic hit, like with everything else, there's been a huge bubble and a ton of inflation on motorcycles, used and new. I've noticed the used market lately, I've noticed those prices are coming down a little bit. It's becoming more reasonable on the used market. Back in the day, I could get a Nightster for $4,000-5,000 bucks. Nice bikes, only a couple years old, low mileage, decent upgrades. So I was wondering, maybe this is just like a post-COVID thing. You know, am I just that far off of the market? So I decided to do a little bit of research, and I looked online. A brand new Kawasaki Vulcan 650S, which I know it's not the same as a Nightster, but super rad bike, ton of fun. Those bikes are still available, brand new, MSRP around $7,500 bucks. Yamaha XSR 700, brand new, MSRP right around $8,000. The XSR 900, brand new, MSRP right around $10,000 bucks. So it's not across the board every single motorcycle. But these Harleys, even a 2020 Harley Iron 1200, MSRP was about $10,000. In a matter of like 3 years, they went from $10,000 to freaking $15,000. Let me know below, is this just, am I just crazy for thinking this is kind of out of control, or what do you guys think about these prices? Now you may be thinking, John, you're a hypocrite, bro, because you've got this Indian FTR 1200 and those things cost a ton of money. And I agree. I think the Indian FTR 1200 carbon, I think you're paying a premium for that motorcycle, more than I would personally go out and buy for a brand new motorcycle. That's too much for me based on what I'm getting. However, with the Indian, they do have lower base models starting in that 13K range, so still more, at least 3,000-4,000 more than you'd be paying for the comparable Yamaha. But with the Indian, I actually dig the look and style and performance and handling of those bikes, whereas with the Harley from the get-go, those new Sportster, Nightsters, whatever, I just don't even think they look like a nice bike. But again, that's subjective, so I understand some people may really dig it. In general, I do think that Harley and Indian both charge a little bit too much just across the board. But these Harleys as of late, between that Diablo coming in at freaking 30,000 bucks and the Sportster at 15,000, when you used to get an Iron 883, like the Iron 883, I didn't think they charged too much for these bikes back in the day. This bike here, stay tuned to the end, I'll tell you how much I paid for it. I didn't pay anywhere near 15,000. I think these ones were like you could justify it, buying an Iron 883 and paying more than a, say, Yamaha Bolt would have cost back in the day. But 15,000 and a Yamaha Bolt comes in at 8,300, even though the specs aren't going to be the same on, you know, comparing it with this new liquid cooled Harley engine. I just don't see how like any entry-level new rider can look at these Sportsters and justify paying that kind of money when you can get so much more bike, so much more bang for your buck with a ton of other options. And I know a lot of you are going to say, well, Harley's always been like that, and to some degree, yes. I don't think to this extreme though. I think it has become more extreme. Another example, case in point, the Harley Breakout. They came out with the Breakout again for 2023, I think, and they're charging, I looked, it's like 20,000 bucks for Harley Breakout. 117, 120 foot-pounds of torque, 100 horsepower. Like, yes, a gnarly motorcycle. It's interesting to me, but again, I do understand there's people out there with cash to burn, and clearly that is Harley's target demographic. But is it just me, or are these prices out of control? Drop a comment below, let me know what you think. Now, like I told you, this Harley Iron 883, this is a 2016 or 17. Anyway, this bike here, totally decked out, lots of upgrades, 2-in-1 exhaust, chain conversion, pegs, bars, on the used market with about 1,600 miles. I bought this off a subscriber, 6,400 bucks. 6,400 bucks. This thing right now is probably worth 7,000 to 8,000, maybe a little bit more. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think about these outrageous prices, and let me know below, are you the one buying these bikes? Because I'm curious, like, who's buying these bikes, I can see, I know, I get it, there's people that buy like the Road King and the Road Glides and Street Glides and everything. Like, I know those are pricey bikes, you're dropping 30K on like a real nice one of those builds, but who's buying a Sportster for $15,000? That's what I'd like to know. Anyway, I'll get off my rant. John's Moto Garage. Like and subscribe if you dig the content. The support is always appreciated. We'll catch you on the next one. Adios. Nos vemos.